That was still recording then. Oh yeah, it went off by accident. Yeah, I was saying, I think the objective of life is to fulfil yourself spiritually, mentally, financially, and physically. Not just spiritually, and not just financially, because you won't get peace of mind unless you fulfil yourself. Like say people who have a lot of money, they're not that happy, are they? And people who are very spiritual don't tend to have much money. So it's good to balance. It's good to balance spiritual as well as financial, as well as mentally and physically as well. Physically, for instance, walking the hills, that's a physical way of challenging myself. Mentally, doing courses and things like that and challenging myself that way. Spiritually, meditation, chanting, mantras, kirtan, yoga. Although yoga could come into physical and spiritual. And you know, those kind of things. Yeah. I'm going to walk down now. So that's the hill I've just been up. Can you see that? That's the hill I've just been to the top of that hill. Yeah. But I can't believe the battery's actually lasted. I did put it on the speaker charge, on the charger speaker earlier. And I had my portable charging at the mains. So that's fully charged. So if my phone does go dead, I can always charge it up and I'll get out round to Leeds in a minute. I wonder why they're always chopping trees now. People are so cruel to the earth. They just like to destroy the earth all the time. It doesn't seem fair to me. People seem to be out of touch with nature and the sisterhood of Malvern, the moon people, the crescent people. I'm that. Pagan love. The druids are coming. Smiley face on that tree, look. You see it? You see that? I'm not sure whether you can see it, but there's a smiley face in that tree. The day walker. I feel at home when I'm walking the Malvern Hills. Feels like Mother Nature's my home. And that everything else is my second home. Mother Nature feels like my first home. Rather than going to the Malvern Hills, I feel like the Malvern Hills is me, or I am the Malvern Hills, and my home in Witchbold is my second home. The grass is my carpet, the trees are where I lay my head. When you meditate, you try to bring in all the natural world into yourself. In a spiritual way, you expand your soul into the natural world, and the natural world swallows you up, and you become one with the natural world. And all the superficial ways that people entertain themselves become completely superficial, empty, and pointless. Sometimes I'll go down to their level. Hello. See the red robin singing? If you have friends in the animal kingdom, you'll have friends everywhere. Wherever you go, by whatever means, you'll always have friends. Blessings. You'll always have friends. You'll never be alone. Because aloneness is a mental state. Aloneness is a mental state. That's the hill I went to. So me and Daniel are going to be joining up with the Worcester Pure Gyms, I think, soon. Yes, I think so. That'd be good. I'm looking forward to that. All the nature is my home. My home is nature. That's still recording? Oh yeah. Try to breathe in the free air. Try to breathe in the elixir of life. Try to breathe in pranayama, the art of immortality. Try to breathe in the practices that set you free. The breathing exercises, breathing slowly in with your nose and breathing out slowly through your mouth. That is the art of pranayama, the art of immortality. Done enough times, it will slow down the breathing. Done enough times, it will silence the mind. Done enough times, it will bring great joy and peace to the inner and outer universe within you. Pranayama is the art of silencing the mind so that you can hear the whispers of everyone and everything, all of nature, all of God, everywhere. This is what we get taught at the circle, at the pagan circle, at the circle of Avalon. This is what we get taught over 900 years ago. If the brain can be expanded, if greater capacity can be had of, if greater capacity can be used for the mind, more than the 10%, then you can know everything in one lifetime, become everything in one lifetime. Have conscious freedom from all constraints. Have conscious freedom to be able to express yourself without the circle of karma, beyond the circle of karma, because action in inaction and inaction in action is the way of Toe. TOA. These videos are the teachings of the ever-living God. I take no part in it. I take no reward, no part in it, because I know that God loves me, and therefore I love God. Become one with God, and feel the ever-living love within your heart, beaming to all humanity. Like those giant lights on an astro pitch, the floodlights. Make your heart into a floodlight, into a lighthouse for all those weary souls sailing on the seas of emotions. All those weary people on those boats, all them weary souls become a lighthouse and light the way for them. That they also find the elixir of immortality, that they also find the happiness and joy of forgiveness, that they also find the joy in the heart centre, where love knows no bounds, where compassion knows no bounds. Make your heart into an ocean of love, and then you'll be ever free, day and night and night and day, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, all the time. Has it gone dead yet? Oh no, it's still recording. See, I'm not saying this from a book. I'm just a conduit of a higher power, allowing that energy to flow through my meditations, and now I can allow the energy to flow even when I'm not meditating, because I'm always in meditation 24 hours a day. Therefore the words just flow naturally from the ocean of my heart. Like the birds sing naturally from the ocean of love within themselves, expressing themselves, singing and dancing in the trees and in the hills and in the valleys. These words are the teachings of my Gurudev, Paramahansa Yogananda, and his Gurudev, Sri Yukteswar, and his Gurudev, Lahiri Messiah, and Babaji. And the ever-living light that lives in all souls, ready to be expressed outwardly in the mind. As the mind goes deeper and deeper into itself, it expresses more and more of its omnipotent, unstoppable power. Jesus went very deep in teachings which on the surface appear to just be stories. They have a much deeper meaning, much deeper than most people can understand. From the words Paramahansa Yogananda, the secret teachings of Christ, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Well, he's doing well for his age, isn't he? I don't like pointing the camera to people, but I don't want it on me either. Humility is the hallmark of any Rinpoche. If they haven't got humility, then they're not the Rinpoche. The spiritual path can tolerate anything except for the ego. Okay, that'll do.